I'm just going to get really comfortable in my seat. So as we do every week, we're going to make sure our legs aren't crossed. So if you can have your feet flat on the floor, that's a really good help. And feel that connection with your bum in the seat. And you can have your arms just hanging loose down by your side or relaxed in your lap, whatever is really comfortable for you. And we're going to just come into our breath. So just starting with the breath, centering ourselves and bringing our awareness to where we are right now in this moment. So I'm just going to take a deep breath in and just let it go. Just going to take another deep breath in and let it go. And we're just going to breathe in and out in our natural rhythm, and closing our eyes if it's comfortable for you to do so, or you can just cast your gaze downwards. And we're just going to do our little cylinder exercise. I just want you to imagine for a moment that you can see around you about 2 feet outside of your body, a cylinder. And the cylinder is clear, it's totally transparent, and you can see through it in all directions. And the temperature inside the cylinder is perfect for you. And you can just breathe normally. So let's just get comfortable in our cylinder. Feeling your shoulders relaxing and your jaw. Just getting really comfortable in this space. Breathing normally. Feeling relaxed. And in this moment, I'd like you to feel the power of the cylinder enveloping you, keeping you safe, and allowing you to let go of any stress or any worries that you might have, and bringing you to a place of calm where you are feeling totally relaxed. Concentrating on the cylinder, I want you to see that it stretches downwards into the earth, going deep into the earth. And as you look up, you can see that it stretches endlessly upwards through the sky and up into the universe. And as you move, the cylinder moves with you. Even as you walk through crowded places, the cylinder stays with you. And you can release any heaviness or anything that is troubling you down through the cylinder and into the earth. And the earth will receive it from you, taking it away and allowing you to just let it go. Breathing normally, just letting go. And when you are ready, bring your awareness above your head and just feel as you look up through the cylinder, that you are making a deep connection with yourself, and allow whatever you need right now to come to you. Maybe it will just be a sense of peace washing over you, a calmness. Perhaps you'll receive some thoughts, a message from your inner self. Maybe nothing specific, but just rest in this place of your consciousness and feel the connection from high up in the cylinder, coming down to you through the cylinder and into the earth, providing you with stability and calm. And just breathe normally. Just going to stay with our cylinder now for a few moments more. So if you want to focus on the rose quartz at this time and feel the self-love and that heart healing just coming to you, just take a moment just to focus on that and remembering to be kind to yourself and recharge those batteries. Focus on the breath, just breathing normally. Just accepting that healing if you need it right now. Just coming back to the breath, I'd like you to take a deep breath in and just let it go. And one more, breathing in and just let it go. And when you're ready, just open your eyes and allow the cylinder to dissolve, and you can carry on with your day, knowing that at any time you can return to this process whenever you feel that you need to. A little toe tap with your feet to make that connection with the ground. Raise your hands up. I always do little jazz hands, a little shake, and a little booty shake too to make that connection back with your bum in the seat. And if you've got some water by you, it's a really good idea just to have a drink. So I'm going to get started. And I'm going to start with 4 dots because I am going to do a frame today. So I'm going to put 4 dots in each corner. And you can do breathing as you draw your dots. You can take a breath in and then out, and then in and out. Just as you join those up. And then I'm going to do a circle in the center. I feel I've been doing, I should say orb, because then you don't feel any pressure to do a perfect shape. So I'm going to just draw an orb like that. And this is my string. And then I'm just going to come in now with my pen and I'm going to start drawing our crescent moon. So to start with, I'm just going to go around the circle, and you can leave as much space in between each of our little arcs that we're going to create. You can leave as much space as you want to leave between each of them. It's entirely up to you of the distance and the shape of your arcs. Okay, so I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to start with one that looks a bit like that. And I'm actually going to continue my shape. So I'm going to just, rather than leaving, actually I will leave a little space. I'll leave a little space. I'll leave a little space in between. I was going to join them up, but I'm not. I'm going to be, let's see how many we can. So kind of, I've got 5 in mind, so, but no rules, just see what you, how you work with yours. So you might have more, you might have less, and that is absolutely fine. Now we have to work around the circle, doing our auras on each one. So we'll start, just get your starting point. I'm going to start here. And now I'm going to really focus and concentrate on drawing an aura on each of my little arcs. So just breathe in normally and focus and just create an aura. Okay. And just work your way around, drawing an aura on each of your little arcs. Taking your time and just breathing normally. And when you come back to the start, we'll just do another aura. And if you happen to come down and bump into a line, I nearly am, but just not quite. But if you do, you just do your normal of, because here on this one, I'm going to have to start my arc as if it's going behind here, because it's disappearing behind this other little rainbow that I've drawn. And that is absolutely fine. So you might find that you start and come up, and as you come down, you might bump into a line and just stop. And we just imagine that that line has gone behind your other lines. But just focus and take your time. And now, as you continue to draw, you'll find that your little arc is going down behind. And what will happen is you'll start to get like a shape in the center. Mine's like a kind of pentagon shape. And there's different ways that you can do Crescent Moon, because you can do like I'm doing, where I'm just auraing the line. Just building up. And I'm actually getting wider with my spaces as well. So this is one way. And there's also, if you're doing Crescent Moon, you can actually just start to aura the shape instead. But for now, this is one variation, and I'm just going to aura the lines. So I'm just going around and just auraing the lines. Just working my way around. And I've actually got wider as I've gone into the center. And then there'll come a point where you've just got a little center, and I'm just going to stop there. So this kind of creates like a vortex shape, how we've done this today. It's kind of creating like a vortex. Okay. And for the outer space here, I'm not going to color in and make it solid. I'm actually going to do lines. So I'm just going to go into each little art shape, and I'm just going to draw really fine lines And I'm going to really concentrate on trying to get them to be exactly the same distance apart. So that's where my focus is going to be. And I'm going to just focus on that and breathing normally. And I'm just going to work my way around, just doing really fine lines. Just trying to just focus on that mark that you're making right now in this moment. And just move your towel so that it's comfortable for you. Breathe in normally. Taking your time. Okay. And I'm just going to very carefully go around the edge of my circle and go around with my pen and just draw as carefully as I can. Just draw in like a frame. But just take your time and carefully trace over that orb shape that you created at the start. Okay, so it's kind of like that. And we're going to do some shading and things, so don't be worrying if there's gaps. So I can see I've got gaps where my lines don't meet up, but I'm not going to be concerned about that because I'll be shading and that will get probably covered up anyway. So there's nothing, no mistakes in our Zentangle. So now I'm just going to do some little, I want to create a little frame around this orb in the center, just so that when I do my other crescent moons, there's like a kind of break. So I'm just going to do like, I suppose like little petals, basically. I'm just going to do little petals all the way around. Okay, just to break it up a little bit. And then I'm just going to do some little orbs in every other one. Okay, it's really just to, as I say, create like a break. And then I'm just going to do a small orb in between. Okay, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is on the out edge now, I'm going to come in and do my crescent moon shapes around the outer edge of this. So I'm going to just start on one edge and I'm going to vary the sizes of the arches that I create. So I'm going to do some arches that are one size, and then I'm going to do some that are smaller and bigger, just varying the sizes, just so you can see how that can impact your artwork, your piece of art. Okay. And now I'm just going to work my way around and do my auras. So just have a starting point. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to just start at one edge and I'm just going to really focus on creating an aura on each of my little crescent moons. And now on this time, whenever I start to bump into the next line, I'm actually going to just do a little V and come out rather than going all the way down. So we're going to basically aura, but it'll be like a little V coming out rather than where we just continue to aura our lines. This time we're going to like just aura the shape. So it'll make more sense as my auras get closer together. So like here now where I bumped into it, now I'm actually going to just aura the shape and that'll become like a V. So I'm actually just going to aura the area rather than going right down. So I'm going to come over. I can still keep going on that one. Nice. But this one now, I'm not going to go all the way down. I'm going to just do a little V and come up. And here, I'm going to do a little V and come up. And so now we're basically starting to aura a big shape. Okay, so when you come down, we're just going to stop before we bump into the line and just create a V and come up. And like here as well, we'll create a V. And as I come down here, we'll create a V. And we're just going to continue to do the aura on the large kind of shape now. So down, come up in the V. And when I come around here, I'm not going to get in there, so I'm just going to stop. And then come up. And I'm going to start bumping into my little petals, and that's absolutely fine. So we'll just come around, imagine where it's going to go behind. So just creating a V shape now in between each. Coming down. Got our V. And we're just going to continue to fill the space with that shape. Basically until you're not able to go any further. Just down behind the petals. And you're just imagining where the line's going to come out each time so that you can follow that pattern all the way around your tile. So you're going to be bumping into your petals, and that's fine, but just work out where is that line going to go next. And just follow it around, creating your aura. And really just until there is no little sort of white space, you've kind of filled it in with that aura all the way around. So now we're going to just do some colouring in of our crescent moon. So I'm just going to come in and just fill in this little arc. And you can choose if you want to do one solid and one with lines or one with tipple or whatever you want to fill it with, you can do that. You could even do some lines going this way. So we could have it so that our lines are going in the opposite direction than what we did on the other ones. Just realized I'm using my thick pen for this. It's not very straight, but kind of doing that. And then this one could be solid. But you can decide how you fill in that space. I use my liner pen, I think, to do this one. And just work your way around. Just do my lines when I have my fine pen. focus on that mark that you're making on your card right now. Okay. Now I'm going to just go around and physically do my border. Just that border that I first started, my frame. Just go around and just reaffirm that with the marker. Oops. Okay. And I think I'm just going to colour in my large dots and leave a little highlight on them. Come around and just okay, so I'm just going to look at shading now. So to start with, I'm going to go around the orb in the center and create some shade here. And I'm going to be quite heavy with my pencil. And then I'm going to come in with the shorter one and just pull that into the circle. So we're going this way, we're not pulling it out, we're going in. And just come around and just blend that pencil inwards. Just so you're kind of creating this real focal center point that's going to pull you into the tile. That's, you know, you want to go inwards. And then on my kind of vortexing, I'm just going to come down these points, kind of like a spider's web, isn't it? And I'm just going to kind of come in on those diagonals and just, again, quite heavy. And then I'm going to blend that out. But I want to create like as if you're, you know, being pulled into like a tunnel. And I can be, again, I can add more and be quite vigorous really with that pencil in that spot. So in that center bit, I can actually, you know, come in and really deepen down the pencil to really, really focus you on that center bit. Okay, so you want to be quite heavy-handed. And I know normally I say, you know, gentle and add more and all, but for this, I really think it needs that to really make it pop. And again, if you need to add a little bit more around the outside, come in and just add a little bit more. Okay, because what you want is to be pulled inwards to this spot. And that's just giving you a real depth in. Oops. So, and if you wanted, you could just color in the center. Whatever little shape you have in that center can just be colored in back. Can you still hear me? Because I accidentally touched my headphones. If you just, I'll get, thanks. That's all right. So again, I'm going to go around the outside now this time of my petals. Just kind of come around and just add pencil just on the outside of those. Just tracing around really. Okay. And then again, I'm going to just blend that out just a little bit outside that petal edge. But I still want it to be defined. So I'm just following the shape of the petal all the way around, just pulling that ink, sorry, that lead, the graphite, just pulling it out a little bit. Okay, and it's just to create depth, really. Just to give a little bit so that it kind of makes that center bit just kind of pop out at you. And then I am just going to go along where I've got my little V's on my crescent moons. I'm kind of just going to create some little sort of spirals, or at least attempt to anyway. Got some that are kind of going a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but that's fine. I'll have some lines that are quite close together. And that is absolutely fine, just on those little diagonal bits. I'm just gonna, because then as soon as we put that pencil down, you really just form this 3D picture now. So you should really now start to see that your drawing is really popping off the page. And you're, getting pulled into all these different vortexes. And you'll have what looks like, a tunnel going inwards and a little sort of hump. Just by adding that pencil will give you that depth. And always remember to leave some white space. So I've got my pencil is just on those little edges where the little sort of V shapes are all created. And it suddenly makes this little crescent moon look 3D. So you've got a really good depth here. It's so good and easy to create that on the crescent moons. So I just love this because you really get that as if literally they have got little bumps on the page. And it's amazing that you can do that just with a pen and pencil and create these little arches. And by leaving the petals, because I really don't want to go in and do anything with the actual petals themselves, because you've already got some depth here and you've already got some depth here. I think leaving that more white really makes it pop. And if we started to shade any more inside those little petals, I think you'd start to kind of lose that and it would just sort of become more of a kind of grey mesh in the picture. And I think by leaving it white, it's kind of, you've got this really defined area of your little tunnels, then a really defined area of the petals, and then you're getting pulled in. So I just love how this has turned out. I hope you are as pleased as I am with mine. So, when you start something and you've no idea where you're kind of going to end up, and then at the end you kind of think, actually, yeah, I really like how that's turned out. So And if you wanted to, you could just come in and add a little bit more. Now that we've added that shade on our little tunnels, you can just come in and add a little bit more graphite just on the edge of the petals, just a little bit, just again to just redefine in case I've got a little bit lost, just to redefine. And if you wanted to, even coming in with your pen and just, you know, going over again, that is absolutely fine as well. And just really keep your shading close to the petals, you know, don't be pulling it out too much, just really keeping it close in, just so that that defines those shapes for you. And hopefully you've got it popping off the page too. Okay. So now I'm going to just add my initials, and I've got a little space here that I've left just down in the bottom corner here. So I'm just going to pop my little PB in there. Perfect size for that. And just have a little look, you know, twirl it round, because if each time you turn it round, you're going to see a different angle of your tunnels and how they're working in the page. And just, yeah, turn it round and appreciate it from all those different sides. And then, as always, you can hold it away from you, because when you hold it away from you, it even looks totally different, just at arm's length. And if you're happy with that, we'll just turn it over. And I'm going to just write my name. I've got a, and today's date is it the 27th? Wow, I think it's the 27th. Can't see my, yeah, wow, 27th of January, 2023. My goodness. And we've basically used Crescent Moon. And that's it really, because everything else is just a shape and lines and orbs. So it's literally just Crescent Moon today. It's a monotangle, but look at how we've created this lovely little piece of artwork with the one tangle, really.